News 8's Ken Owen is in Oklahoma City and joins us now with more. And good afternoon, Ken. What do you have to tell us this afternoon?
Well, Patty and Eric, President Clinton has declared Sunday a national day of mourning. As we told you yesterday, he will be here in Oklahoma City on Sunday for a prayer service along with the Reverend Billy Graham and others. There are concerns today about the weather. There's a possibility of rain later tonight or this evening and higher winds, which of course would hamper rescue operations. We want to show you some of the closest pictures yet of those rescue operations as they continue to unfold inside the building. Early this morning, there was a report that rescue workers had cleared out a section of debris from the basement of the building and had discovered more than 50 bodies. Officials later backed off that number, saying only several bodies were found in the area. As the work continues here today, we want to show you some other pictures from last night around this area. The curious came from miles around, some with children in tow, and stayed late into the night taking pictures and viewing the devastation firsthand. We asked them why.
I think it's because they want to come and be able to really see that it's real. We see so much of this type of thing on TV that they don't understand, and they want to come and really see that it's really real.
You just wanted to come down and see for yourself?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's bad, but I just had to see for myself.
What does it look like to you compared to what you've seen on television?
It looks like the end of the world in Oklahoma City. It's just awful.
Updating the latest on the investigation, the search continues for two suspects in the case. The FBI reportedly now knows who the two men are. They've been traced back, they believe, to Junction City, Kansas, where eyewitnesses spotted them based on the composite drawing that's been passed around. Another report is that those two men are AWOL from the Army. Still no word on the possible motive for this attack, and again, a lot of speculation, so it's difficult to pin down exactly who may be involved or what the situation might be. And the connection to the Middle East, according to reports, is becoming less likely. Eric and Patty?
All right, very good. Thank you, Ken Owen, reporting by satellite from Oklahoma City.
With News 8's Ken Owen, and he's standing by live just yards away from the federal building with more on the rescue efforts. Ken?
Hello, Debbie and Mike. There is good news tonight from Oklahoma City. That is that work crews are making progress. They have cleared the top floors. They're now working from floor 3 on down, where the damage is the heaviest. The bad news, still no sign of survivors. Up to 150 people still unaccounted for, and the job of finding them continues. It's a round-the-clock procession. Rescue personnel make the walk from their command center to what's left of the federal building a few blocks away. Working 12-hour shifts, these workers relieve others as they take a break. As bad as this disaster looks on television, these specialists say it's much worse up close.
Out here, looking at a distance, it doesn't look like there's that much there. There's just tons of concrete laying on every single floor. What happened is they pancaked down, and so a lot of the 9 floors is laying in front of that building now, and that's where I think that's part of why we can't find a lot of the bodies, is they're underneath 9 floors of debris.
There is really little left of the building. Workers say when the wind blows, they can actually feel the structure move. But safety is priority one.
We got safety officers in there, and they're watching their people real close. As an example, I was in there 10 minutes, and that safety officer was going to yank me out of there because he thought I had spent too much time in there.
Shoring up the building as they continue their work, the men and women from a variety of states hold out hope that somehow they'll hear a cry or see a sign of life.
You never know. You never know. Look at the other incidents where people come found 2 or 3 days later. You never know.
As the work continues behind me, there is a bad sign. The winds have picked up here, which, as you saw from that piece, that is not good news for rescuers as they try to work through the building, which is very unstable, Mike and Debbie.
Yeah, Ken, give us a perspective. I know behind you is the building, and we see what appears to be a crane. Can you tell us what all that is?
They've been trying to build an elevator shaft back there, Debbie, so that they can get the workers up and down the building. Now that the work is basically concentrated, though, toward the bottom, that's where you'll see most of the work being done. But people have been hanging from a basket in the crane working. They've been trying to erect that elevator shaft. Very, very tricky work, and as you heard from that piece, lots of concrete to be worked through. Everything is in piles.
Okay.
In effect, you got 9 floors of concrete that all just piled into that one area. Gee. Incredible. All right, Ken, thanks very much. Ken Owen reporting live by satellite from Oklahoma City.
News 8's Ken Owen is in Oklahoma City, and he joins us now with news of some of their stories. Ken?
Debbie and Mike, the toughest part of this difficult job is now underway. Rescuers have cleared the top floors of this 9-story building of victims. They are now working on the 3rd story down below, where most of the damage occurred and where victims are believed to be piled in the basement. We'll show you some videotape that shows work continuing. It also shows the extent of the devastation inside the building. In some of the pictures, you can actually see file cabinets and other office paraphernalia. Today, we talked with some of the rescue workers, people from all across the USA who have gathered here to sift through the wreckage for signs of hope.
It isn't necessarily the body that is difficult to deal with. It's when you put the life that goes with it. You'll find the checkbooks or family pictures, that type of thing. That's part of how we're finding some of these people. You know, when you found those things, a lot of times that you're close to finding another body. And that, for me and some of the other guys on my crew, that's when you realize that this person's life and everybody connected with them has been turned upside down.
Rescuers are working 12-hour shifts, 2 hours at a time. They're coming back, resting, going back to the site. Now, we have a fresh development to tell you about a mile, I should say about an hour north of here in Perry, Oklahoma. One of the two suspects in the case, Timothy McVeigh, has been taken from the prison. We have pictures of him here we're showing you. He is reportedly being brought back to Oklahoma City for questioning. I talked with the governor of Oklahoma about an hour ago. He says he plans to charge McVeigh and try him here in Oklahoma City, and he is confident they can find a jury to get the job done. You can see McVeigh leaving the courtroom, the courthouse, I should say, in Perry, Oklahoma. These pictures were taken within the past half hour. Winds have picked up here this afternoon. That could hamper rescue efforts if that continues to be the case. And there is a chance of rain in the forecast, although right now, Mike and Debbie, no clouds in the sky.
Yeah, Ken, as we understand it, McVeigh was actually arrested on a speeding violation. Is that right? And then they connected him to the crime.
We're told about an hour and a half after the bombing, he was pulled over because he didn't have a license plate. An officer noticed that he also had a gun in his car. He was taken in, and when the officer noticed the composite drawing and how much it resembled the man he'd arrested, he contacted federal authorities, and now he is one of the two suspects in this bombing.
Quick work. Ken, thanks very much. Ken Owen reporting live from Oklahoma City.